In chess, a lot of endgames are very exact. For example, in this position, you need to play this move. But also, there's a lot of general patterns, and we're going to talk about them today. The top 3 endgame moves for beginners. And the first one comes only at the end of the game, and that's when the kings are castled and somebody forgets about the safety of their back rank. For example, if black plays the move rook to d2 here and tries to go hungry hippo and capture all these pawns, oops, black forgot about the safety of the back rank, and rook to e8 his mate. You can see here these pawns that were meant to protect the king actually stop the king from being able to escape. So watch out for a back rank mate at the end of the game. What should black have done? Well, either activate the king by playing king f8, or just move one of the pawns in front of your king. That way your king can always run into the game, and in fact the king wants to be a fighter at the end of the game anyway. This next pattern, which will serve you well, is called pawn breakthrough. That's because if there's one piece that goes way up in value at the end of the game, it's the pawn, because pawns can't really make promotions in the first 10 moves, but at the end of the game, it is the main strategy. And in this position, white has 2 pawns, black only has 1, and the correct way to break through is to play c6. We are not concerned about the number of pawns. We want to be the first person to get to the finish line and get a queen. And after black takes, we play the move a6, and you can very easily see that white is going to win this race, and white's queen will easily come back and stop this pawn with a move like queen to c6. By the way, if we go back to the beginning, it did matter which pawn you chose, because if we play the move a6, when black takes and we play this move c6, black's king is close enough. We call this the square of the pawn. White's pawn is 2 squares from promotion, and if we make an exact square with equal size and equal length, the king can get inside the square and stop that pawn. So it was important which pawn you chose, but making a pawn breakthrough, very important endgame tactic. And this last one actually comes from a real-life chess game that FunMasterMike played, and we're going to call this tactic active defense. Basically, in this position, white is much worse. White's rook is worse than black's rook. Black's bishop is bearing down on this pawn. Our bishop's aiming at a bunch of nothing. This bishop cannot target any of black's pawns over here, whereas all of white's pawns are weak. So in this position, we need to do something very active. And in a way, this is an extension of that pawn breakthrough idea. White would love to make a pass pawn and give black something to worry about. So luckily, I found this move bishop to c5. Now I am not better in this position, but for the first time, black has to make a tough choice. If black's bishop runs away, well, I no longer have to worry about this bishop bearing down on f2, and then my rook can move anywhere it feels like. Instead, if black does take, which is what happened, and I take back, now I've got this passed pawn. Now black actually has to play a little bit of defense. Now black played rook to c2, but I was able to defend the pawn. And in the game, this rook moved to c4, but then I played the move rook to d1. Then when my rook got to the square d3, I was guarding all my pawns. Now white is a little bit worse, but with perfect play, white should probably be able to hold that endgame. And in fact, in real life, I made a draw. Now you might be wondering, well, what happens in this position if the rook moves to d2? Well, now my rook, of course, cannot guard this. But then my rook will go behind the pass pawn. That's kind of like a 4th endgame tactic, to put your rook behind pass pawns. Now black has to be really careful, because my pawn is 3 steps from promotion, and black doesn't exactly have a lot of pieces stopping that pawn. So black did not want to take this risk, and black played probably a better move, but again, I was able to hold the draw. I hope those 3 tactics will help you in your endgames. Of course, some endgames you need to know exact moves, but these are patterns that will serve you well.